Will the audience please stand, if you're able, for the Army Wing Walker Honor Guard to post the colors and the playing of the national anthem.
Please be seated. Good afternoon, and welcome to the Fall 2024 Commencement Ceremony being held on Friday the 13th. But look at this beautiful weather and this beautiful setting, and we've just been treated to a beautiful introduction. My name is Sue Vanderwood, and it is my privilege and honor to be the Dean, to serve as the Dean of the College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences. And today we will celebrate and recognize the accomplishments of these graduates. But a major accomplishment of this magnitude is never done alone, and so we celebrate, recognize, and thank our families, friends, and faculty who have helped make today possible. We're so pleased that you're all here today, and we thank you for making the time and taking your travel that has brought us here together. I'm honored to start us off by introducing the CSU Land Acknowledgement. As a scholar, this helps me to realize that our land acknowledgement must encompass things far beyond simplistic ideas like property and ownership. Land is not only soil, rocks, and water, it is plants, animal, people, and spirit, very much like the One Health concept that guides our college. When we try to separate these entities, we're replicating thinking that has led to our occupation of these lands. I offer this introduction to allow us to think deeply and differently as we reflect on CSU's land acknowledgement.
Colorado State University acknowledges with respect that the land we are on today is the traditional and ancestral homelands of the Arapaho, Cheyenne, and Ute nations and peoples.
This was also a site of trade, gathering, and healing for numerous other Native nations.
We recognize the indigenous peoples as original stewards of this land and all the relatives within it.
As these words of acknowledgement are spoken and heard, the ties nations have to their traditional homelands are renewed and reaffirmed.
CSU is a land-grant institution, and we accept that our mission must encompass access to education and inclusion.
And significantly, that our founding came at a dire cost to Native nations and peoples whose land this university was built upon.
This acknowledgement is the education and inclusion we must practice in recognizing our institutional history, responsibility, and commitment.
Let's continue with some key introductions of those you see on the platform with me. I will ask each person to rise and remain standing through the introductions. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. I would like to present Dr. Marion Underwood, Provost and Executive Vice President, Dr. Cassandra Mosley, Vice President for Research, Ms. Kathleen Fairfax, Vice President for International Affairs, Dr. Colin Clay, Professor and Executive Associate Dean, Dr. Naomi Ward, Professor and Head of the Department of Microbiology, Immunology, and Pathology, Dr. Brett Smith, Professor, Department Head, Biomedical Sciences, Dr. Alex Brandel, Professor, Interim Department Head, Environmental and Radiological Health Sciences, Dr. Susan Sonoda, Professor and Director of the Molecular, Cellular, and Integrative Neurosciences Program, Dr. Jennifer McLean, Associate Professor and Associate Department Head for Microbiology, Immunology, and Pathology, Dr. Philip Quirk, Assistant Professor and Director of the Undergraduate Neuroscience Program, Dr. Christiane McGee, Associate Professor and Associate Department Head for Biomedical Sciences, and Dr. Joshua Schaefer, Associate Professor and Undergraduate Director for the Department of Environmental and Radiological Health Sciences. Please join me in recognizing these members. You all may be seated. We would like to also acknowledge those joining us today that have served our great nation. I ask that any active duty or veteran student in the commencement ceremony today stand at this time, and also any active duty or veterans in the audience, please stand. Thank you all for serving our great country. It is my pleasure to now introduce our student that will be delivering the commencement address. We welcome Cole Johnson to this stage to deliver his remarks.
Holy cow, can't get anything done with all this stuff in my face. I would like to begin by taking the time to congratulate each and every one of you for making it here today. All of the exam review sessions, late night study sessions at the library, and the countless diagrams written on dry erase boards have paid off. As important as it is to recognize our hard work, we must also show gratitude to those who have supported us throughout our journeys here at CSU. Firstly, I would like to thank the faculty who have made the veterinary medicine, biomedical sciences programs possible. They have been instrumental components of our education, be it through lectures, lab instruction, mentorship, and working behind the scenes to make our college the prestigious program that it is. We thank you all. I would also like to take time to thank our wonderful friends and family who have served as part-time therapists, study partners, and mentors throughout our time here at CSU. As we all sit here today, I encourage you to think of someone who has inspired you to achieve what you have achieved here today. A quote by Sir Isaac Newton, engraved on the sculpture outside of our lovely Yates building, captures this sentiment perfectly. When Newton was asked about how he was able to achieve so much in his lifetime of academic pioneering, he said, quote, "If I saw further than others, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." My grandpa has been a giant in my life. He was a dentist of over 50 years who built his dental practice from nothing. What made him excellent in his field was his boundless compassion and adherence to quality care of his patients. The foundation he laid was then built upon by my mom, who followed in his footsteps and has, for the past 25 years, continued the excellent standard of care and love for her patients that my grandpa once had for his. In this way, I also stand upon my mom's shoulders as I continue on my path as an aspiring doctor. They have taught me that often what makes the most difference in a patient's life is not simply performing a procedure. It is bringing a pot of chicken soup to someone who underwent a difficult surgery that day, or showing up to a patient's house after a 14-hour workday to check up on them personally. I've been incredibly blessed with these mentors in my life who have shown me that no matter what path we take, the compassion and diligence you show to others each day through your work will be what you are remembered for. Who we are as individuals is in large part shaped by the people we choose to surround ourselves with. So today, graduates, remember the giants whose shoulders you now stand upon, and set an example for those who will one day stand upon your shoulders. That being said, the very fact that we have all made it through this program to be able to sit here today has been no small feat, even with the support of others. Our college is the most competitive for admission here at CSU, so whether or not you started in the College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Science, you deserve to be here. Most of, if not all of us, came to CSU during the pandemic. We had to adapt to a campus that was very much shut down, attended our first classes virtually, and had to adjust to getting back to any sense of normalcy. Though this program is incredibly challenging and the expectations for us were set very high from day one, we succeeded, and we did so together. We, the students, are what make this program here at CSU exceptional, and I'm so thankful for the opportunities provided by this college that, while difficult, encouraged us to form bonds with one another. The diversity and unique perspectives of our fellow Rams in the College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Science have taught us to see the world from many angles, and that there is truly no one way to solve a problem. When we put our minds together, there is not a single challenge we cannot overcome. There's a quote by the late President Theodore Roosevelt that I have hanging on the wall of my apartment. It's an excerpt from one of his speeches that has been a source of strength and comfort that I would like to now share with you. The excerpt goes, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat." The very fact that we have all made it here today is a testament to this idea that it is far better to try and fail than it is to never try at all. Time and time again, we have found the strength to get back on our feet and rise to the occasion. And today, we get to celebrate this great triumph of high achievement and walk through the doors that this degree will open for us. So after we walk across this stage, give yourselves a pat on the back, hug and celebrate your loved ones, thank your mentors, and look to the future with hope and excitement. Thank you all, and congratulations. Thank you. I lost a card in here somewhere. There we go.
Thank you, Cole. Hello, my name is Colin Clay. They have doctor here. That's not my name. It's a title, but that's all right. And I serve as Executive Associate Dean of the College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences. We're very proud to be here today celebrating with our graduates as they make the transition to the next chapter in their lives. This graduating class has had students join us from across the country, Hawaii to Florida, Montana to Texas, and everything in between. We had students join us from as far away as Vietnam, and the largest portion of this group of students claim Colorado as their home. We also have 7 of our graduates that are first-generation students. A first-generation college student is one who is the first in their family to attend university. A critical part of our land-grant mission is to provide access to education and to help ensure our community has the opportunity for a college education. The success of first-generation students in our college and at our university is a point of immense pride for all of us. It's a pleasure to recognize students who are graduating with distinctions and honors For students being honored, please stand as I call your name and remain standing until all your colleagues in all categories are introduced. I ask that the audience members hold your applause until all have been recognized and are standing. So let me start first with students graduating with highest distinction based upon their cumulative grade point average. Summa cum laude graduates of the top 1% of their class. Magna cum laude graduates of the next 3% of the class, and cum laude graduates are the next 6% of the class. These graduates may be wearing gold bachelor's regalia. Colleen Donna, Trevor Hale, Carly Keeler, Sam Masterson, and Maya Miller are graduating summa cum laude. Matthew Scarsbrook, you can remain standing. This is part of the trial. Is graduating magna cum laude. Caitlin Dirks, Ashley Friedman, Braden Harris, Maddie Lee, Kimmy Pham, Gabriella Powell, Jack Snyder, and Alec Whiteman are graduating cum laude. Candidates graduating as University Honors Scholars or Disciplinary Honors Scholars must complete the honors program course requirements and a thesis while maintaining an overall 3.5 GPA. These students may be wearing green bachelor's regalia. Students, please stand as a group and be recognized as candidates for graduation as honors scholar. These students will be recognized individually as they walk across the stage to receive their diploma. Once more, please join me in applauding the accomplishments of this group of outstanding young colleagues. I would now like to invite to the podium Provost and Executive Vice President of Colorado State University, Dr. Marion Underwood, to share her congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Clay. Dear graduates, I am so inspired by you. You have achieved something extraordinary, and a world of opportunity awaits you, and certainly the world needs you. No matter your path forward, my advice to you is simple, yet I promise it can transform your lives. Be so good they can't ignore you. That is a response given by comedian Steve Martin when asked for advice on how to become successful in show business. Martin went on to say, I just think that if somebody's thinking, how can I be really good, people are going to come to you. Now, maybe there are a couple of you in the audience today who secretly aspire to be a famous comedian, but what about the rest of us? Martin's advice, and I think he intended it this way, really spans an ocean of aspirations for personal and professional success. Georgetown professor and best-selling author Cal Newport based the title on one of his books on Martin's wisdom. The book is called Be So Good They Can't Ignore You: Why Skills Trump Passion in the Quest for Work You Love. Professor Newport's book contends that the key to career success is to identify your strengths and invest your efforts in those areas over and over again. Here is a short excerpt. What makes life meaningful is to become excellent at something valuable. Don't obsess over discovering your true calling. Instead, master rare and valuable skills. Once you build up the career capital that those skills generate, invest it wisely. Use it to acquire control over what you do and how you do it, and to identify and act on a life-changing mission. I agree with that advice, so I pass it on to you today. I encourage you every day, day in and day out, to be so good nobody can ignore you. And as Professor Newport says, once you think you've gotten there, raise your definition of good and repeat over and over again. Scholars, you have done outstanding work during your academic career at Colorado State. Your success has been no accident. So now go out there, Rams, and be so good they can't ignore you. Scholars, congratulations to you, to your loved ones, your mentors, your faculty, and everyone who contributed to this defining moment in your life. We are all so proud of you. At this time, I invite Dr. Clay back to the podium to officially present this amazing graduating class for conferral of their degrees. Dr. Clay?
Thank you, Dr. Underwood. Dean Vanderwood, Provost Underwood, it is my distinct honor to present to you these candidates who have completed all the requirements established by the various programs in the College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences for the bachelor's degree. These candidates and their fellows in absentia have fulfilled the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Science at Colorado State University. Would all of the candidates for the degree, baccalaureate degree, please rise.
Thank you, Dr. Clay. College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences class of 2024, this is the moment you have worked toward and dreamed about. Are you ready? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors of the Colorado State University System, I hereby confer on each of you the Bachelor of Science degree, together with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. Let us all recognize the achievements of this outstanding group of students. Congratulations.
Be seated. Will our commencement marshal, Chase Weldon, please escort the graduates to the platform? This fall, we are honored to have faculty and staff members nominated to read the student statements. We are joined by Dr. Tiana McGee, who will announce for Anatomy and Physiology, Dr. Olivia Arnold, who will read for Environmental Public Health, Dr. Tracy Kinkle, who will announce for Microbiology and Infectious Disease, and Dr. Leslie Stoneroy, who will announce for Neuroscience. Each will read statements about the graduates as they cross the stage. Please hold applause until all graduates from that department have been recognized.
The following graduates of the Department of Biomedical Sciences Anatomy and Physiology concentration will be greeted by Department Head Dr. Brett Smith. Congratulations will be offered by college and university officials. Cole Reuben Johnson from Pueblo, Colorado, will take time off to travel, assist at the family dental practice, and apply to either medical or dental school on the next cycle. Braden J. Taylor from Greeley, Colorado, wants to go to medical school to become a radiologist. New Linh Chin from Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, plans to attend physician assistant school. Kimmy Pham from Vietnam will apply to medical school. Mary Gabriella Powell from Broomfield, Colorado, will attend physician's assistant school. Hannah Pfizer from Colorado Springs plans to attend veterinary school and become a small animal veterinarian. Avery Cohen Hadria from Jackson, Michigan is going to vet school. Caitlin Napoli from Piscataway, New Jersey, will be entering full-time work in the healthcare field as a certified phlebotomist while applying to PA programs this upcoming spring. Jackson Thomas Jaquis from Castle Rock, Colorado, plans to apply for medical school and pursue his dream of becoming an emergency room physician. Colleen Victoria Dana from Colorado Springs will get a couple years of work experience before determining which grad program to pursue. Brooke Michelle Small from Sandy, Utah, will work as an EMT and then attend PA school using her minor in chemistry. Carol Ann Herring from Augusta, Montana, plans to take a little bit of time off to work before applying to vet school. One day, she would like to open up her own practice as a joint animal shelter. Maya Miller from Pauia, Hawaii, will be going to graduate school to earn her naturopathic doctor license as well as her acupuncture license. Alexa Vandersamen from Tigard, Oregon, is hoping to attend medical school. Nature Azucena Lenham from Gainesville, Florida, is volunteering at a veterinary clinic and plans to apply for vet school. She hopes to become a small animal veterinarian, but working with livestock has also been fun. Kai Hagen from Vail, Colorado, plans to pursue his doctorate in physical therapy. Sam Masterson from Overland Park, Kansas, will be working as a sports science and strength conditioning coach with Division I and professional athletes. Alec Whiteman from Lakewood, Colorado, will be pursuing oncology or pharmaceutical research. Carly Keeler from Lafayette, Colorado, plans to take a gap year to gain extra clinical experience and travel before attending medical school. Beatrice Christabel Nakayima from Aurora, Colorado, plans to attend medical school focusing on internal medicine. Ultimately, she would like to connect with organizations and use her skills globally to serve underrepresented communities. Jack Edward Snyder from Monument, Colorado, plans on applying to medical school next year and attending med school starting in 2026. Willa Delia Healy from Red Cliff, Colorado, plans to continue her education and someday become a healthcare provider. Lauren Haley Morgan from Colorado Springs plans to work in the virtual reality anatomy lab at CSU. Hattie Irwin from Castle Rock, Colorado, will pursue her MD and a career in medicine. Please join me in congratulating all of our animal anatomy physiology graduates.
The following graduates of the Department of Environmental and Radiological Health Sciences will be greeted by Interim Department Head Dr. Alexander Brandel, Program Director Dr. Josh Schaefer. Congratulations will be offered by the college and university officials. Trevor Hale from Shawnee, Kansas, will stay in Colorado working in environmental health. Although he doesn't know exactly where he will end up, possibilities are endless. Trevor is also excited to take a well-deserved trip to France and Italy after graduation. Emma Hebert from Westminster, Colorado, will seek employment in environmental health or sustainability. Cecilia Smith from Edmonds, Washington, is enrolled in the Colorado School of Public Health to complete her MPH and intends to work in environmental health upon finishing graduate school. Erin Lassiter from Denver, Colorado, will continue working as a tutor and get a job in air quality or communicable diseases. Grace Alexandra Hunter from Uniondale, Pennsylvania, will transition from her internship into a full-time position with Advanced Energy in January. Sarah Sussman from Loveland, Colorado, will transition from her internship to a full-time position with Answer Advisory in January. Please join me in congratulating our environmental public health graduates.
The following graduates of the Department of Microbiology, Immunology, and Pathology will be graded by Department Head Dr. Naomi Ward, Associate Department Head Dr. Jennifer McLean. Congratulations will be offered by college and university officials. Sydney Perkins from Loveland, Colorado will take a gap year to gain industry experience, thus allowing her to gain critical skills and expertise in the field. This will help her narrow down her career path before applying to graduate schools. Alexander Moreno from Silverthorne, Colorado plans on attending the Colorado School of Public Health in the summer of 2025. Caitlin Dirks from Cockertown, Pennsylvania plans to pursue a PhD program in human genetics and genomics. Ashley Marie Friedman from Redmond, Washington will be traveling with family to South Asia and moving to Australia until going to graduate school. Anastasia Sophia Nowacki from Morrison, Colorado will attend professional school to pursue a Doctor of Pharmacy degree. Hannah Leah Brock from Lahaina, Hawaii hopes to find herself a career doing lab research. Lucy Green from Erie, Colorado will be getting a post-baccalaureate degree and working in a laboratory. Leia Ann Tigolo Maristella from Denver, Colorado is planning to attend graduate school. Sierra Marie Purser from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma plans to work at a biotech company to research biopharmaceuticals. Please join me in congratulating our microbiology and infectious disease graduates.
The following graduates are from the undergraduate neuroscience program. This program is jointly sponsored by the College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences and the College of Natural Sciences. Graduates will be greeted by MCIN Director Dr. Susan Sonoda and Director Dr. Philip Quirk, and congratulations will be offered by college and university officials. Anika Kitzman from Grand Junction, Colorado, intends to attend graduate school to get her doctorate in neuropsychology, specializing in neurodegenerative disorders. Bailey Nicole Schmitz from Erie, Colorado is applying to medical school in the spring. She would love to work as a pediatric oncologist or a pediatric neurologist. Sophie Rapp from Woodbury, Minnesota plans to work in a medical microbiology lab following graduation, then possibly applying for grad school a few years down the line. Emily Perkins from Wimberley, Texas, will be pursuing a PhD in biomedical sciences or microbiology at CSU, as well as continuing research on chronic pain and neuroinflammation. Maggie Norton from Illinois will be getting a master's in clinical psychology. Rachel Marie Potter from Janesville, Wisconsin, will be pursuing graduate school and postdoc positions. Maxwell Jacob Pliskin from Denver, Colorado, will be working in the medical field. Dawson Roberts from Parker, Colorado, will be taking a year off to gain clinical hours as a medical assistant before going to PA school to become a neurology PA or a neuroradiologist. Nicole Yates from Edmond, Oklahoma, plans to attend graduate school and continue to study neurodegenerative diseases. Kenna White from Duval, Washington, will take a gap year and then enter a PhD program in neuroscience. Jaden Eisenach from Broomfield, Colorado, will work on a MD or PhD in neuroscience. Please join me in congratulating our neuroscience graduates.
On behalf of the entire College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences, I extend to all of our fall 2024 graduates, congratulations on a job well done. We share your sense of achievement, pride, and satisfaction on this very significant accomplishment. Now, I would like to pay tribute to a vital force in this university, a force of which each of you receiving a degree today is now a part. I'm referring to the Colorado State University Alumni Association. I am pleased to call upon Dr. Philip Quirk, a Colorado State alumnus, to induct our newest alumni.
Hello, my name is Phil Quirk. A number of years ago, I was sitting at a RAM commencement just like you are today. In fact, there's even one person sitting behind me on the dais. That was a young faculty member at that point who played a significant role in setting me off on the journey that ultimately brought me before you today. Thank you, Dr. Clay. I'll never forget how excited and proud I felt to finally get that diploma in my hand. But I also remember feeling a little sentimental. And to be honest, slightly nervous and a bit sad about leaving this beautiful campus. We moved away from some of the greatest times of my life at Colorado State University. It may be time for you all to write that next chapter, tackle that next adventure, and live your purpose. Everyone sitting here has a different future, a different path, but whether you stay in Fort Collins or travel to the far ends of the world, you all have one important thing in common with one another and more than 250,000 other people who have come before you. You are all alumni of Colorado State University. The class of 2024 has one more common experience, earning their degree during a global pandemic. Remember that our most difficult challenges are the ones that expand our potential and unite those who overcame those obstacles. We hope you are proud of your strength and resilience and carry that with you always. When you leave this campus, be assured your university will not leave you. No matter where your personal and professional journey takes you, know that the CSU Alumni Association, your college, and your former professors will be here for you every step of the way. Based on personal experience, I promise you that the pride, excitement, and nervousness that you may be feeling right now will provide the fuel for that road ahead. But eventually those feelings will change. They'll deepen, mix with your memories, and turn into nostalgia. As that happens, remember this is a special place, and it will always be your home. Like those rows of American elm trees on the Oval, you are rooted here. I'd like to be the first to welcome you to the alumni family. Congratulations on a job well done, and go Rams!
Thank you, Phil, and welcome to the alumni family, graduates. Our college has recently been ranked as the #2 College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences in the country, even though we know we're really #1. I do want to dwell a little bit on this, though, because part of the reason that we are distinguished from other colleges of veterinary medicine is that second part of our name, Biomedical Sciences, or affectionately known as BS in our acronym. But thank you all for joining us as undergraduate students in this remarkable program that really drives where we are today because of your accomplishments and the accomplishments of the faculty that instruct you. There are a great many other things which come together that provide this level of excellence. Two of the most critical elements in this combination are students and faculty, and I know we have the very best of both in these categories. And I would like the faculty and staff members in attendance to please stand to be recognized. Now, being a mother of 3 college graduates, I think it is appropriate that you, our new graduates, show your appreciation to some of the other individuals who have contributed so much to your achievements. Will the parents, spouses, family, and friends of the graduates please stand? And graduates, I ask that you rise and take this opportunity to show your gratitude for the encouragement and support of these persons who celebrate with you today. Parents, family, friends, graduates. Thank you, everybody. I would like to echo Dr. Quirk's comments about the relevance of you becoming an alumni of CSU CVM-BS. At this point in your journey, you may be feeling fatigued, relieved, and excited to be leaving. However, I predict, based upon my experiences and those of nearly 100% of the graduates that I have talked to about their remembrances of their alma mater, that with time you will come to acknowledge the tremendous importance of your experiences here at CSU. I hope that you will keep in touch with us to share your thoughts, recommendations, and your fond memories, and keep us updated about where the road ahead takes you. And now for the last part of this ceremony, it is my extreme pleasure to invite Dr. Colin Clay back to the podium. Dr. Clay distinguishes himself by one of the best graduation speakers that exists in our college and perhaps the university, and you all are in for a treat as he welcomes you to the world.
Thanks for that. Lower expectations from the outset. So I'm actually not in this book because I didn't finish these comments till just a little bit ago. Phil, thank you for that. I wasn't always sure, but I'm glad it worked out. So many of us, actually several of us up here on the platform this afternoon, were at a retirement event last evening for a dear and long-serving colleague in Colorado State University. And this is probably natural, but as I grow older, retirement events resonate in a very different way for me now than they did 20, 30 years ago. And I find myself re-examining my thoughts, myself, where I'm at, what I'm doing. And it's kind of a strange sensation for me because for most of my life, at least from a professional standpoint, I kind of knew where I wanted to go, and I pretty much knew what I needed to do to get there. And but it's somewhat less clear to me now. You know, do I really need to submit another grant? Should I retire? Actually, here's something. If you want clarity around that second question, talk to an old friend or colleague. And I did that the other day, about 2 days ago. A guy named Mark Roberson, who is at Cornell, recently retired from Cornell University. I asked him, so Mark, do you think I should retire? He said, hell, Colin, you're old. What are you, 70? He said, retire already. Actually, I never really think of myself as old, but I guess middle age, I don't know. People don't live to be 136, I guess that very often. But actually, let me just say something about Dr. Roberson, Mark Roberson, because maybe there is a lesson here. So Mark and I had matched careers. I mean, we're almost at the same stage throughout. And our careers, at least early on, were characterized by pure, unadulterated, intense competition. And he always seemed to be one step ahead of me. Man, I disliked him. He got his PhD at the University of Nebraska, and I did here at Colorado State University. And both of us did work that I would sort of classify as classic whole animal physiology. He worked with sheep, I worked with horses, but it was all focused in reproductive endocrinology. So after we finished our PhDs, both of us pursued postdoctoral research in an area that was kind of emerging at that time, now typically referred to as molecular biology. So trying to understand how genes are turned on, how genes are turned off, right? What's transcribed in a cell, what isn't transcribed in a cell. So he went to a very prominent lab at the University of Iowa, and I went to a prominent lab at Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland, Ohio, and that was long before Cleveland was the glamour destination it is now. And at that time in endocrinology, in fact, in a lot of fields, a race was on to isolate the first gene, the first cDNA. Everyone here knows cDNA, correct? Good, good. Encoding a mammalian transcription factor. At that time, we were focused on a gene encoded for a protein that ultimately was called the cyclic AMP response element binding protein, or CREB. People are nodding their heads here. That's really good to see. Oh, we can continue this line of thought if you'd like. We were actually working on a gene that encodes, here's a test question, an enzyme, right? Phosphoenol pyruvate carboxykinase, PepsiK, and it's a rate-limiting step in a very important biochemical reaction that converts amino acids to glucose. And what's that called? Come on. I'll give you multiple choice. A, gluconeogenesis, or B, glycolysis? A, come on. Anyway, he won. He won that race, and man, I just liked him more and more. So we finished up our PhDs and started applying for first faculty positions about the same time. And at that time, two dream jobs kind of opened up. One was here at Colorado State University, assistant professor job in the Department of Physiology here in the College of Vet Med, and a similar job actually in the Department of Physiology at Cornell University. So, of course, we both applied to both jobs. I ended up here at CSU, and he ended up at Cornell University. Now, just a few months after I was hired, I was talking to my department head at that time, a guy named Rupert Ahman, and he's the most straightforward and blunt individual that I've ever met in my entire life. I don't know, I came up, we were chatting, and I said, I don't know how or why I was chosen for this job here at CSU, but I'm sure glad it happened. And of course, Rupert immediately said, well, you weren't our first choice. So our first choice ended up at Cornell University. So, long story short, we actually ended up a few years after that serving on grant panels together in Washington, D.C. And one of the first ones, after the meeting was over, he and I went out to dinner, and it was actually great because we discovered one thing about each other. He disliked me as much as I disliked him. And ultimately, that was really the foundation of what became a truly remarkable friendship and collaboration over, I don't know, close to 40 years now. So I don't know, what's the point? I guess it's easy to dislike somebody if you don't really know them. Once you get to know people, you often find that common humanity and common purpose. Well, that was a rabbit hole. So, point I was trying to make is around clarity. And I have a little bit less of that these days. And, I think we all want clarity, right? We all want to see the path ahead of us, right? We want to make the right choices based maybe just a little bit on instinct, but really based on what we know. But the harsh reality, of course, is that what we don't know far exceeds what we do know. And we live in an uncertain world. So you, this graduating class of fall 2024, have learned that from day one, fully. In the throes of a pandemic, when you started, clarity was gone, uncertainty reigned supreme. The start of your college experiments would look like nothing before. It's masked, distanced, head-spinning pivots, right, from remote learning to classroom, back to remote learning, and confronting fear, stress, anxiety, isolation, and really mortality in a very imminent sense. So when I was thinking about this, I was trying to think of something that might capture that feeling. And one that came to mind was Nietzsche, what doesn't kill me makes me strong. I never liked that, it's stupid. Actually, Theodore Roosevelt, Nietzsche might have found some common ground. But what I kept coming back to is a passage from the Bible. Actually, it's Paul's first letter to the church in Corinth, 1 Corinthians. and I'm not going down a theological pathway here, so now we see things imperfectly, like puzzling reflections in a mirror. And in some way, I suspect that at least partially captured your state of mind as you started college, yet here you are. You know, we're proud of every class of graduates from this college, from this university. This pride is certainly amplified for you graduates that faced adversity and prevailed despite an experience that was uniquely challenging, dark, dangerous, and often destructive. Yet again, here you are. People on the platform have heard me refer to this before, but in 1961, John F. Kennedy, as part of an inaugural address, said, "The torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans born in this century and tempered by war." So today, here again, we witness the torch being passed to a new generation born not in that century, but most of you born in this century, and tempered by an array of global challenges that we couldn't even conceive of in 1961. But here's the thing, you'll confront those challenges and you'll succeed because you already have. So you're the next generation of leaders. Again, folks up here have heard this before, but I want you to do something for me. Don't look up to this platform for what the future of leadership looks like. Rather, just take a moment and look to your left and look to your right. Good. All right. That's what the future of leadership looks like. You all make me very nervous. So you have succeeded, but we also know that the last 4 years have extracted a toll. Please never forget that, but please also give yourself the grace to fully recognize what you've accomplished, to fully recognize the help that you gave and the help that you received, and take this time to not just congratulate, but also thank each other and thank the other folks, friends, family, classmates, perhaps faculty that stood with you and perhaps lifted you up from time to time and very likely might again someday. You know, Phil mentioned this. My past is kind of around me up here on this stage. So Phil Quirk, I served in his PhD committee. Actually, Phil's wife, Christine, was my first PhD student. Dr. McGee got her PhD with me, I don't know, was that 3, 4, 5 years ago? Anyways, she got her DVM at Tufts University, but we don't talk about that. So. But I also know that from experience, as time goes by, events, places, even names start to fade. But as you go from this place, please always remember the time and your shared experiences here at CSU, both the uplifting as well as the struggles. Now, at its worst, the last 4 years, pandemic, political divisiveness, have left physical and emotional scars that we must continue to attend to. But I believe there were also moments of profound empathy that brought us together in a way that elevated our understanding of our common humanity, our compassion, and not just our dedication, but our deep need to care for one another. So never lose that. We need each other, and when we embrace that truth, we become a community in which the whole is truly greater than the sum of the parts. Now, let me go back and finish that sentence from 1 Corinthians. Now we see things imperfectly, like puzzling reflections in a mirror, but then we will see with perfect clarity. Now, I'm not qualified to parse that phrase and implications of that statement from any theological perspective at all. And I gravitated to it not from that perspective, but rather in a belief that we are gifted moments of perfect clarity. And at those moments, we can see our fundamental connectedness. For you, I hope this is one of these moments. So congratulations, 2024 graduates at the College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences. Be safe and take care of each other. I ask that members of the audience please remain seated while the platform group, students and faculty, leave the ballroom as the Colorado State alma mater is performed by the CSU Brass Ensemble. Thank you for being with us today for this commencement ceremony. Please meet your graduates in the Laurie Student Center lobby, just outside the doors here following the ceremony. Best wishes to all of you for a wonderful holiday season. And by the way, I'm not 70 years old. Congratulations.
do La Volta?
La Volta or hornpipe?
Hornpipe. Let's do hornpipe.